So today you'll be taking your first step to prepare for your iSearch and to report to me what you want your iSearch question to be. This iSearch chart will be due tomorrow at the end of class. It's the first graded part of the iSearch. And I'm going to include my name at the top. I'll give you your copy in a few minutes. You don't need to write anything down. You're just watching. The iSearch chart asks for a bunch of information, and we're going to start right in the middle of the paper with your main question. I actually want you to cross off main question and instead write in iSearch question so that we continue to use this language about your topic being called the iSearch question instead of your main topic. So my iSearch question, I have it in mind. It took me a little while to think about it, but I finally decided that I really do want to use the question about a trip to New Brunswick with my family. So what should I consider when planning my family's vacation? Maybe you can think about what are the things I should consider, and we'll start adding on. Vacation to New Brunswick. So New Brunswick is coastal Canada. You might have heard of it, maybe not. That is my main question, my iSearch question. It's worded in the form of a question. It's high interest to me. Why? Because it's a trip I'm actually taking. It's personal to me because it's my family's vacation. It's, of course, I can find an expert to interview. Somebody will be willing to talk to me. It's not a job shadow question, right? But there's some field research that I can do, original research. I've phrased this as a question, including a question mark at the end. And is it realistic that I can find an answer to this question? Sure. The last criteria is that I'm comfortable talking about it with my classmates, the community. Yeah, I am. So this, as I kind of go through that checklist of iSearch question criteria, this question will work. So the next step is to come up with 4 sub-questions. Sub is a root word that means what? Do you know? Think about a submarine. Below. So a submarine goes below the water. Sub-questions, no. Sub-questions are questions that are under your main question, but directly related to your main question. So what are some questions you might have about planning a family trip to New Brunswick? How much will it cost? So one of my questions is all about the cost. And look, I wrote it outside of the bubble because I'm going to kind of consider that a heading. I have a bunch of other things that fall under that. I want to know about saving money. I want to know a bunch of other things about the cost. I'm trying to kind of speed through this, though. What else do I need to know other than how much it's going to cost? The next sub-question, what do you think?
How long it takes to get there.
Okay, so I'm taking that idea and I'm broadening it, and I'm going to call it travel. Like, what things do I need to consider to travel there? Did you say the distance? That's kind of what I'm thinking. The distance and the time. I'm thinking of my son, who likes to drink a lot of water, shall we say, and needs pit stops often, so maybe I would plan pit stops. And I know that I'm crossing a border into Canada, and I know nothing about what I need for that. So passports or documents. What do I need? Documents. I'm going to plan to answer that all under the heading of travel. So I've got the cost in mind, like a budget. I've got traveling there in mind. 2 more sub-questions to go. What else do I need to consider? I'm on vacation. Yeah. Oh yeah, exchange rate. Love it. See, you guys are thinking of things I wouldn't have even thought of. Let's move on, though, to the next sub-question. What are you thinking? That's actually something I already know because my aunt lives there. She has a big house and she's invited us to stay. So that's the one thing I already know, where I'm going to stay once I get there. But what am I going to, I didn't think of that. What am I going to bring? Food. That was the one that, I do like that. I want to plan for packing, but I'm more interested right now as I'm sort of planning in advance. I want to know about the dining. What restaurants should I go to? It's kind of part of cost. Like I'll include that eventually in my budget, but for now, I'm really curious about researching restaurants. Also, I'm thinking about groceries because I've heard that it can save you a ton of money on a family vacation if you plan to have some of your meals that you like make yourself and then choose a few to do the, like I love going out to restaurants and picking fancy stuff. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I would want to do a little bit of research about, is there a grocery store really nearby? Can I get groceries and save some money that way? My last big topic, what am I going to do? I'm going to call that activities. Yep, activities. Activities or entertainment, either one of those would work. It's coastal Canada, so I know they have beautiful beaches. I remember going to a bunch of beaches when I was a little kid, and I loved that. And my kids are at this perfect age to go do that. Are there, like, amusement parks? I think there might be, and my son is 6. He would love that. What about other, like, attractions that maybe I can't even think of now? It's going to be the summer. I don't know about hockey. Yeah, excursions, attractions. Maybe like museums or other stuff that are like touristy things that I should do. So right away, with your help, I already am almost done with this iSearch chart where I'm starting to evaluate what I want my answers to be, or I'm starting to think about what I want my questions to be so I can work to find an answer. But look, on the outside edges, there are more questions to answer. So here, what do I already know about these questions? I'm going to make 4 little bubbles. 4 is going to be the magic number here. It's not already there on your form, so when I give you the form, I'm going to have you add in 4 bubbles, and I want you to tell me 4 things you already know about your topic. My assumption, my hope, the expectation is that if you're fascinated by your topic, you must know something about it. Maybe at least 4 things. Or maybe 4 things you imagine you know. So I already know about my lodging. I already know I'm staying with my aunt. Somebody asks me about this, the language. If it's Canada, do they speak French? Nope, I'm going to be all set with English. If I try to speak French in New Brunswick, they'll laugh at me and they'll just start speaking English to me. Most or many of the people I've met there, I know they can do both. And I'm just going to, I'll fill this part in later since I'm trying to sort of race through this form. But I want you to tell me what are some things you already know about this topic. This bubble down here. What are search terms to help me find answers? Okay, this is the deal. You are not going to Google the entire iSearch question. You are not going to do that. Instead, I want you to determine some quality keywords that you might be able to use in search. So I'm going to pick ones like passport requirements, or maybe like border requirements for Canada. Maybe I would search amusements. I liked Sam's words, excursions. It means outings, trips, amusements. Sports? Stores. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll use shopping or stores. I'm not going to use hot spots. That's silly. So I want you guys to fill in, again, at least 4 ideas in that box about what search terms you can start to use to answer your questions. The next one says, where am I likely to find information about this topic? I've got a bunch of ideas about that already. My first one has to be my original research. So I'm going to ask you to write original research in that box and then tell me what is your original research and then give me 4 more ideas. I'm going to see if they have like a travel bureau or a tourism board in New Brunswick. I think they do because New Brunswick is really known for its tourism, similar to like Maine. I'm a member of AAA.
Oh,
and
I went there.
Yeah, they're really well known for helping. They're really well known for helping out with traveling stuff. So I'm going to ask that. And my original research is I'm going to find somebody who I can interview in New Brunswick from this travel bureau or from the tourism board. I am sure that if I call up one of these kind of like businesses or organizations that supports the tourism industry in New Brunswick, I am sure that someone will be willing to talk to me about it. It is their job to make sure that people want to come visit. They'll talk to me about it. The last one up here is, why do these questions matter to me? Why does this question matter to me? I am actually planning this trip So it's like, I'm doing this trip. I'm going on this trip. It's my trip. It's my vacation. Like, I am doing it, vacation. And how might knowing these answers to these questions help me in life? No, not even that. It's like, I'm going to probably save some money, which is always important to think of when you're planning a trip.
Make memories.
Make memories. I want to make sure I have fun, and I don't want to just make sure I have fun, but I have a 2-year-old and I have a 6-year-old, and I want to make sure that they have fun. Like, I want to make sure that we've planned enough stuff to do that they're going to have a good time. Same with my husband, same with anybody else. Like, my dad might be able to come with us, I'm not sure. So I want to have some ideas planned out. Guys, when I send you back to your seat, you might not be ready to fill this in because I need to approve your iSearch question first before you do the form. So what you're going to do is you're going to start making the bullets, adding your name, and then you're going to call me over to see if I can approve your question. This is due by the end of class tomorrow, and you will work on it tomorrow in class. Okay, back.